So the last topic we have on this episode is we're going to go over our top 5 favorite magazines. It can be from any era of our life. It could be digital or whatever. I don't know. I didn't put any of those, but it can be anything. And like always, we're just going to go round robin until we get to the end. So Eric, let's start off with you. What's your number 5 favorite magazine?
Number 5 for me was the Wizard Comics magazine. They stopped making it back in 2011, but it was a price guide and comic price guide and a magazine. And that's one of the few that I didn't really get a lot of magazines, but this is one that I actually got. A lot of times they came with, or maybe every time, they came with like their own cards that you collected, and sometimes they came in like an acrylic one. You got a special one. Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. Subscribed to it for quite a while back in the day.
Cool. My number 5 is PC Gamer. Now, this is probably the only one on my list I actually did not have a subscription to at one point, but I would always buy them and always read them when I was at Kroger, because when we were teenagers and stuff, I don't read them now, but back when I was like maybe a teenager in early 20s and stuff, I would always go to Kroger. They had like a little coffee station by their magazines.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'd get a coffee and I would get a PC Gamer and I would just sit there and read them all. And I don't know, like it's really nothing any special than like an IGN or GameStop or GameSpot website.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's nothing really special in them. I think some of them, I don't know, do they have like demo discs or demo CDs and stuff? I can't remember.
They used to.
Maybe
Yeah,
they
is that what
still
you're
do.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I always read these at the store, so I never really messed with the actual CDs because they were usually opened somehow, and we could get the magazine out and read them. So, did you ever read that?
No.
PC Gamer? I would.
Yeah, I read a few of them.
Gotcha.
I think when we had the Commodore, we used to get it, but then after that, it was kind of done getting it.
Gotcha. That was old school, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what's your number 5?
My number 5, you bring up Kroger. At the time, I had a Kroger really close to me. It was walking distance, and my mom didn't mind me walking to it. So I was a pretty big fan of magazines back in the day. But one I always liked to go get, because I was playing my guitar, I would go get Guitar World, and because they always had tablature stuff in it, and it taught me how to play songs that were either like really popular on the radio at the time, and then they usually throw in like a classic rock song that was like really popular to play. So
That's cool.
that's kind of how I learned how to play a lot of guitar songs early on in my career. So
This is kind of spoilerish in a way, but I don't have any music magazines on my list. I mean, I did look at Guitar Magazine, but I felt like music magazines I stayed away from because I didn't really care about other people's opinions.
oh right.
And, like, that's
you
like
had yours.
who reads a review of a CD?
Well, yeah, but this wasn't Guitar World.
No, right.
Yeah, yeah, because
Guitar World's different.
Yeah, it was
but-
more like interviews with people and stuff like that. So it wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily like reviews so much, but
like some of those magazines were like giving you like 5-page reviews of a CD. You're like, dude, I could just listen to the CD.
right.
I don't know.
Determine if
It's
I
just,
like it.
it's just weird. It's weird.
Number 4 for me is Popular Science. I thought they were really interesting and talked about, emerging technologies and different advances in science. So, nice articles, nice, things to think about. So, yeah, always enjoyed reading them.
I don't know if I've ever.
I've probably never had one in my hand before.
Yeah, I don't think I have either. They seem
Guys missed
cool.
out.
I probably would like them more now than I would.
Back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My number 4 is actually Wizard, but I've also included Inquest in this as well. Inquest was a little spawn-off CD or a magazine that they did for collectible card games. And so that's what had a lot of promos in it and stuff. I don't know if you're getting those two confused.
No. I actually missed out on those.
You did.
I did.
Because they were fantastic.
Huh.
I pretty much stopped collecting Wizard whenever Inquest came out, and eventually they renamed it Inquest Gamer.
Real quick, they renamed Wizard 2012, I think, or 2011. It's Wizard World,
Oh, interesting.
and it might be only online.
Is it still going on?
Think so? Maybe online.
Inquest, I think, started in like 94, and they they killed it off in like 2007 or 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good run, but it is ended. Anyway, what was cool is they had like all those promos. They talked about CCGs. There was a lot of Magic the Gathering talk in there, like decks and stuff. And this is like pre-net decking, guys. This is like this is what you get. You're like, oh, what was winning? What was winning? Flipping through the magazine.
Yeah.
But the one thing they did have, and I've literally been searching for this for like weeks, and this is actually what prompted me to say this as a top 5 list, is one of the Inquest had this article that was just really fun to read. And it was like 6 different CCGs all playing against each other in the same game. What I remember is they had Magic the Gathering, they had SimCity, the card game, they had Rage, the werewolf game,
yep.
And they had, I want to say they had the Middle Earth trading card game. It was like the first Lord of the Rings one, and maybe the Star Wars Decipher game.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like 6 or 7 people sitting around, and like they would just make stuff up. On your turn, you follow through all your normal steps of your game, and then it would be the next player's turn. They follow through all their normal phases and steps. And like, I think the one guy, it's all improv. So one guy casted like the fireball from Magic and like burned down a city block of the SimCity dude. Like stuff like that. There's like the interactions, and there's like a little bit of arguments, and like, no, it wouldn't work like that, you know.
Right.
It was hilarious. We should totally do that once.
Yeah.
That would be funny. So anyway, I really liked Inquest. I added Wizard on here because it pretty much was similar magazine, and I did have them both. But
cool.
Anyway, Matt, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Maxim. I had a subscription to this for a long, long time. My first issue I ever got, actually, I was in love with Melissa Joan Hart from Clarissa Explains It All, and
as were we all.
Who graced the cover of the first issue I got was Melissa Joan Hart. Back in the day, though, if you pick one up now, it's essentially a Playboy, but the girls are clothed, I guess. It's mostly ads. It's garbage inside of it. Back in the day, this was like more like an underground magazine. Like the articles were edgy, and it appealed more to like where I actually started seeing them was like in tattoo shops and stuff. It appealed more to that kind of like I guess group of people. And you know, you have these weird articles about serial killers and stuff, and not really that I enjoyed reading about serial killers, but sometimes just the mentality and like the way they hid bodies and stuff like that was always kind of messed up and weird to read, and how
good information output there.
Yeah.
Oh, they fed people to to like pigs.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
Yeah. So it was just the article base was a lot more interesting, I guess, a long time ago. And like I said, it was more.
Yeah. Now it's like a photo shoot, and you're right, like 50 pages of ads.
Yeah, it's just a ton of ads, and the articles are not nearly as good as they used to be. So, Maxim, number 4.
All right, my number 3, Maxim.
Is it really?
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of what you were talking about as well, I haven't picked up a Maxim in a long time. But, yeah, if I'm at my dental office, you know, you pick up a Maxim, they're not going to look at you funny. But, if you pick up a Playboy or something.
Why would that be in a dentist office?
No. But, so that was Maxim number 3 for me.
My number 3 is Nintendo Power. So I literally had a subscription to this for, I think, the first 150 magazines. I would say it was probably 2004 or 2005 that I got rid of all of them. And I'm kind of regretting it to this day, because I feel like it is a collectible. And I had number 1 all the way up to like 150 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
It would be kind of interesting to, even look back now. Like, oh, yeah.
I think they have them scanned in online. You can find somebody scanned all of them in.
Cool.
And yeah, I really like Nintendo Power. I like, every once in a while they would send you something cool. I remember one year they sent me a videotape of them busting in on the development team for Killer Instinct. And like got like 8 minutes of footage without them knowing, and they played it off like it was candid.
Right.
Like they were kind of sneaking in the door, like cracked the door open and was filming it for like 5 or 6 minutes, and like, hey, you can't be in here. They shut the door, and they happened to make a VHS. It was on VHS.
Right.
So was Donkey Kong Country's similar video as well. So they had all kinds of, like, all the stickers. They had like, every once in a while they have trading cards.
The trading cards,
that you would rip out. It was all perforated cards.
Yeah, it
and
was like
stuff.
a whole page of them or whatever. Yep.
And posters and stuff. It was really cool. Anyway, that's my number 3 is Nintendo Power.
My number 3 is Nintendo Power. So I didn't have a subscription that long, but and I was kind of late in the game on getting a Nintendo. But whenever we started getting a Nintendo, my parents were paying for the subscription. But it was always a lot of fun to get it. You get the trading cards. You'd learn codes because this is all pre-internet. And there'd always be a section in it teaching you like secrets of games and stuff like that. So Nintendo Power, number 3.
Did you ever call their hotline?
I don't think I did.
I think we called it once just to see, because I think it was actually free. Or maybe it was like a...
call them about games, I guess?
Yeah, you ask them
really?
secret, like they tell you secrets. Like, how do you beat stage 5 on Legend of Zelda? And they would actually walk you through it and stuff.
Wow.
What?
Yeah. It was crazy. It might have been I'm pretty sure it was an 800 number and they didn't charge you. Maybe they charged you.
I'm sure they did. They just had
Could
all
you
kinds of
imagine how
people-
many like 8-year-old kids would have been calling?
Right. Yeah. I'm running through this level. Can you just walk me through it?
Yeah. Maybe they did. I don't remember, but it was really fun because we did it I think we only did it one time, but I'm pretty sure it was a Legend of Zelda question.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Same for me. No. Number 2 is men's health for me. I just liked a lot of the articles about the fitness and health related stuff. So,
Is this a newer thing for you?
no, mostly I didn't get a subscription to it, but I'll pick them up while I'm at
I have a
different.
subscription to it.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh,
And Women's Health. And Elle Magazine.
wow.
And Popular Mechanics. Let me explain what T-Mobile Tuesday is all about. All right.
Uh-huh.
T-Mobile Tuesday, they have an app. If you're on T-Mobile, that every Tuesday you open it up and it's like, here's free stuff. And literally once a month, it's like, choose one of these 12 magazines to get a full year subscription to.
You just have to make sure you cancel it after a year, or
Nope.
no?
You
They
just
give it to you?
You just give your address and name and email address and which magazine, and you don't ever have to give them a credit card.
Really? Wow.
It is phenomenal. It's awesome. I made fun of T-Mobile a lot, but
Right.
they've given me so much stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then last week, they had 90 days of Pandora Premium or whatever it is.
Oh, really?
So, anyway, keep going.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much for me. A lot of
Men's
diet
health.
articles and healthy articles. So
Oh, yeah.
interesting stuff. Usually I read them at,
Interesting stuff. That's your number 2? All right,
yeah,
fair
it's
enough.
one of my go-tos for, dental offices and hospitals and
All right.
different places I have to wait.
My number 2 is PlayStation Underground. Did y'all ever have this at all?
I totally
No.
forgot about this.
I
I did mostly Xbox stuff.
Oh
so.
my! Oh wow! I
Yeah.
totally forgot about this.
did not keep any of the
That
magazines.
did come with a demo disc in every episode or
Yes.
every issue.
I have every single demo disc ever made for that.
Really?
Currently. I still
Oh.
have them all.
Oh.
I have all of them, even when they stopped making it a magazine and it came out with a dual CD version of it that had one CD was all videos, and those videos replaced the magazine.
Right.
And the second disc had all the demos. I have
Yeah.
all those as well.
Oh wow!
I think they actually made a comeback, I believe, as just a magazine form or something. But they eventually, I don't remember how long it went for, but I remember playing Shadow of the Colossus. It was a beta that they showed at E3, but it had this glitch to where you can travel the world infinitely or something.
Right.
And then Guilty Gear is how I got introduced to that. I played, it must have been thousands of matches of Guilty Gear on this disc. It was just 3 characters, and we just played it for weeks. And then lastly, the last game I remember playing on it a lot was Armored Core. We played, did you ever play Armored Core? It's a mech game where you build a mech and fight each other. And it had a demo where there was an indoor arena and an outdoor arena. We probably played that. It must have been 60 to 75 hours.
Wow.
Every day
On a
after
demo?
school, me and my cousin and my little brother, would play this for like 2 to 3 hours for literally like months. Just the demo.
Huh.
Yep. And I think there was also another one that may have had Street Fighter Alpha 3, a demo of that. We played that quite a bit as well. It was just ridiculous. We just played demos. Like, it was so fun. I get that in the mail and freak out.
Yep.
This was probably going to be my number one, but my number one is it's number one for a reason. So that's my number 2.
Yeah, I totally forgot about those. Those probably would have got on my list. My number 2, I didn't get this a whole lot, but it was really entertaining whenever I did. I used to get toy fairs. It was kind of like a toy pricing magazine, but it was essentially, I felt like it was my Robot Chicken at the time, because they would always take the figures and pose them weird and like have little funny captions that they were saying, little comments to each other and stuff. But I really love action figures. I always liked them.
Now you like pop figures.
Yeah, now I like pop figures.
Matt, I found a pop figure at the Goodwill. I thought they were a nicer quality. Like, I thought they were like vinyl and stuff, but I came out and it was like, it's really light, kind of hollow plastic. Or was it bootleg?
They're technically, they call them vinyls.
This one might have been bootleg.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was Michonne.
Really? Okay, and it was a Funko.
The box looked like Funko. She was out of it, laying next to it. So I picked her up. I was like, wow, this feels really cheesy. I thought they were going to be thicker and like just heavier.
No, I don't think they're solid, but I don't know.
No, I was just, not that I'm making fun of them. I perceived something, and then when I picked it up, I was like, whoa.
Gotcha. Yeah. Don't know. But my number 2 is Toy Fair.
I remember Toy Fair. I didn't ever get them, but I did see.
And like I said, I didn't really get them that much, but I just really I enjoyed them that much, so they made number 2 for me.
Fair enough.
Honorable mentions.
Oh yeah.
So for me, it was probably if I would get a magazine right now, which I don't get any magazines, I'll probably get the Game Trade magazine, just because it's kind of related to our hobbies and stuff. And also,
we definitely got plenty of them.
we do. We have a few. And then another honorable mention for me, and I kind of try to go back to figure out exactly what it was. And I believe it is the Highlights magazine, and
like the kids magazine
yeah.
with the like
has activities and stuff.
Yep.
It's Highlights.
Okay, back in the day,
Goofus and Gallant. Do you remember Goofus and Gallant?
No, I don't remember.
It was like
that.
the drawing of the 2 brothers, and like Goofus would always do something mean and irresponsible, and then Gallant was always like the good kid. But you probably remember like the spot the 12 differences
Yes.
on each picture on each side of it and all that stuff.
Now that's the dentist office book.
That is
right
the
there.
dentist office book.
No, we used to get a subscription to that.
Yeah, we had it too.
Oh really? Y'all ruined it.
Yeah.
When I went to the dentist office, like, look what they got.
Yeah, we had a
But-
subscription.
If you got it at the dental office, it would be probably all marked through and
That's true. They did spoiler.
yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I just remember, I liked it a lot. I was probably, I don't know, 8 or something. I don't know my age, but
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, I enjoyed them when I was really young.
Well, cool.
They're still doing it now, as well.
I wonder if they just continued on the whole time.
Probably, yeah.
Man, that's crazy. My honorable mention is the Astronomer magazine. I had a subscription to this for literally I had hundreds of magazines. And I honestly, to be honest, like, I loved getting these, and I looked at the pictures and I had zero idea about anything in the book. Like, I didn't read the articles.
You just like the pictures?
I just looked at the pictures and maybe I read an article here and there, but it's a deep magazine.
Oh, is it?
It is not for like normal people.
Mm-hmm.
It's for astronomers.
Right.
And so as a kid, like, I was probably like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, maybe even 14. All those years I got this thing. And I came across a couple of them randomly in my stuff that I don't know why I kept them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, maybe I should start writing notes why I'm keeping this. Like, I have a Maxim magazine. And like, I keep
we know why you keep it, yeah.
Well, because it has like maybe an actress that I really liked, or
Right.
I kept a alternative press. Is that what it's called? Magazine, because it has Ronnie Radke in it.
Oh, cool.
Well, anyway, so like I keep a couple of magazines just because there might be one specific article. But it did not keep that inquest. I'll have to find it. Anyway, so astronomer magazine just because I had so much of it. And actually, I kind of wish I would have it now more so than when I was younger.
Yeah, you probably get, of course, more from it now than
dude,
as a 13-year-old.
I don't know if I'll tell you this, but I'm on the NASA site like every day.
Oh, really?
Yep. And I missed it today, but they started the drilling technique on Mars with the rover.
Uh-huh.
And they found something incredible, and they just had a press conference at 2 p.m., and I totally missed it.
Ah.
I'm going to look it up while y'all talking.
Okay. My honorable mentions is I actually put the Highlights magazine on here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, it was good. Like we had a subscription to it, like I said, and it would come in. I'd do all the puzzles and stuff in it. And
right.
Have a good time. I put Metal Maniac. It was pretty much just a fluffy. It was like your bubblegum magazines that they had for like all the teeny boppers and stuff, but it was geared toward like metal acts and stuff like that. So I actually had a collage on my wall where I would like cut all the pictures out, and it took up my.
That's
your camera. I got it. Okay, I got it.
Matt assaulted the camera.
Yeah, I hit Tim's camera. But I had this huge collage in my room that was a wall. It was just pictures upon pictures of stuff that I cut out of this Metal Maniac magazine. And then I actually put I enjoy getting my Game Informers.
Yeah, you do as an honorable mention though.
Yeah, just because it's like.
You do it for the discount, get the magazine?
Yeah, it's not like I'm like looking forward to get it every time, but it's like whenever it does come in the mail, I'm like, oh, neat, and I'll read through it and peruse it a little bit. Let's look through your board games of the year here. Yep. Okay, well, you're typical. Yeah.
Not that they're bad games, but
right. Yeah.
It's like, what's the top 10 games that trended this year? Top 10 games of the year. They don't. Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, that's my honorable mentions.
Cool. Before we move on to number ones, here's what they said with the NASA thing I was getting ready to talk about. The Curiosity Mars rover found organic molecules on Mars.
Okay, I did see an article that they found proof of life or something like that. So.
Building blocks of life.
Yeah, it's building blocks of life. It's not technically life, but it is things, I guess, that are, fundamental in the actual construction of life itself. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway,
number one,
drum roll. That was my drum roll.
Good drum roll.
No, it wasn't.
So for me, number one is Consumer Reports. They do a lot of product reviews and testing.
It sounds like an Eric magazine.
Yeah, because when I buy a lot of things, I like to do research on it and be like, which one? Well, this or this, and it's like. I can't decide. I want to know a lot of information about both things. And so Consumer Reports, does a lot of that for me. So I kind of read and, so they help me make my decisions sometimes. And
Gotcha.
That's fair. I like Consumer Reports. I've never read the magazine, but we had a subscription to the website.
Yeah. So basically the same thing.
Yeah. Basically, why do you make a magazine?
Yeah.
Actually, as a matter of fact, why do you make any of these magazines? I'll tell you why. No Quarter magazine is my number one.
No Quarter.
No Quarter is the Privateer Press magazine about War Machine and Iron Kingdoms and Hordes, and it's all about their products or whatever. And what's cool about it is my favorite thing about it is it's more archival as well. So, like, I can put these on my shelf and not feel bad about keeping them. Right, because everything in that magazine is usable in the future. It either has hobby guides on how to make like a bunker out of like styrofoam or whatever,
right?
Or it might have hobby guides on how to paint, or it might have like modules for their Iron Kingdoms role-playing game. There's only very few amount of pages in the magazine itself. There's no external ads, I don't believe. I don't think it's ever been. So it's all ads about their products. So the couple of ads they have, obviously those games come out later. So if you're looking at an old magazine, they're like, oh, I have that game already. So maybe those pages are wasted, or maybe they do previews of War Machine models coming out in future sets. You already have the book at that point, but there's like literally less than 10% of the magazine that becomes outdated.
That's cool.
Yeah, they're fantastic. I have every episode. I keep saying episode. I have every magazine number up until like 73. Then they rebranded it as No Quarter Prime, and I thought that would be a good time to stop. Because I'm not playing War Machine as much now, and like I felt like they are kind of expensive, like $8 a magazine, but they are bi-monthly. I just didn't feel like doing another subscription or anything like that. So anyway, favorite magazine, No Quarter. Cool.
My favorite one is a lot lighter than you guys. I used to get this all the time as a kid. One of my favorite forms of comedy is parody, but I love Mad Magazine.
I knew that was coming.
Yes. Mad Magazine, I would go get that every month. Even if I hadn't seen the movie, I'd read what they were making fun of and get a big kick out of it. They've dropped it back. I think they only do it quarterly now. And I was actually thinking, like, not that long ago, maybe picking a subscription back up on this, just because I do enjoy it.
They still make it?
Yeah, they still make it. Like I said,
really?
they dropped it to quarterly.
Okay.
We picked one up one time, and I was reading through it, and it's still strong. It's still just as good as it used to be.
Nice.
I guess they probably won't hit as many blockbusters as they used to, because it used to be, like I said, every month. And then who didn't love folding the back page into a trifold thing to see what, like, goofy picture it would make?
Yeah, why did they do that?
It was just something they did, and it was always funny.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, but I mean, they gave us a Spy versus Spy.
They did. That's right.
Yeah, and then
that's right. In the video game.
In the video game, yep. So so my number one magazine of all time is Mad Magazine.
Cool.
Thank you, Alfred B. Newman.
Yeah. What was the other magazine that was like comedy, but it was not funny?
Started with a C or a crunch, or
it was lame.
Yeah.
Very
Cracker.
Did you ever watch? Was it
Cracked? It was Cracked.
Cracked. Yes.
Yes. It was kind of like a Mad Magazine, but it wasn't nearly as good.
The website is funny. But,
okay.
Did you ever watch Mad TV?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yeah, but it wasn't, they used that as like it was the premise for it, but no, it wasn't. It was just kind of like
it was okay.
The
magazine was way better.
Yeah, it was kind of like a what was the show that like the Wayans Brothers was on? In Living Color. Kind of like that sketch comedy kind of deal like that. They had a few sketches that were really funny, but
yeah, I think like the first season they had like a few really, like, it came out strong, but it was like
yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's our top 5 favorite magazines. Hope you enjoyed listening to that. And I guess we're going to wrap up the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.